Hey guys, this is the new Nikon Z6 full-frame mirrorless camera, video camera, doer of all things awesomeness. And this is a flash, an off-camera flash, a Speedlight. And they can work together. And I'm going to show you how in this video. Let's get started. Okay guys, so here's the thing. In order to communicate with a Speedlight or flash, you need to do some technical stuff inside of the menu first, and it gets a little wonky. Let me show you what I mean. So we turn on the camera, go into the menu, and if you go into the photo shooting menu, a little farther than halfway down is this flash mode option. Select that and make sure you hit fill flash, and that will enable the flash mode essentially on this camera. And now a pocket wizard or whatever it is that you attach to the camera to speak to your Speedlights, that will now work. It should allow those things to communicate. Here's the weird thing though. Normally with a mirrorless camera, what you see is what you get through the EVF or the LCD monitor, right? So if I adjust my exposure settings, let's say I speed up the shutter, right? Well, the exposure is going to fall. It's going to become darker, right? As soon as you enable the flash mode, that no longer happens. The EVF and the LCD monitor display your ambient exposure bright, as if you haven't changed your settings at all. And this is a little wonky. It has taken me a little bit of time to get used to. Here's a workaround. Go into the menu. One of the things I like about this camera so much is its customizability. Go down to the custom setting menu, go down to F or controls, and there's a couple things you can do. I'm going to show you a medium speed way to adjust this, and that is by just customizing the I menu, selecting one of these 12 boxes here. And in this case, I've got this third one from the left, and going into the flash modes, saying, whenever I hit that button, whenever I hit that option, I want one of those 12 to be the flash mode menu. Okay, so this is what that looks like. So I've got these 12 information buttons. As soon as I hit I, this lights up and I can select things, right? I could hit that and I can turn the flash off. Okay, that still takes a little bit of time, a little too much time. So another way that you can do this is by going back into the custom setting menu, back into controls, and going to the F2, the custom control assignment menu. And this is going to give you 7 different buttons that are customizable in different ways. 4 of these buttons, the function 1, function 2, the sub-selector center button, like when you click it, and the lens function button, if the lens you're using has a function button. All 4 of those buttons are customizable with the disable enable flash mode option. This is big time. So go into one of those buttons, whichever one you prefer, and scroll until, like, here's the top of the menu. Scroll down until you see disable/enable flash. Hit that, and now that button is now, your flash mode control, essentially. So here's what that looks like. I don't have a lens on the camera. I'm going to show you an example after this technical mumbo jumbo, but I personally have the function 1 button selected as my flash disable mode button. So if I hold down that button, the flash mode disables. If I let go, we're back in business. That to me is the fastest way to quickly go back into the normal mirrorless world of, like, what you see is what you get from your EVF to, flash mode. Because as soon as the camera goes into flash mode, for some reason, it decides to not show you what your ambient exposure is going to look like according to your settings, your ISO, your shutter, and your aperture. That is how I would set up the camera if it was me. That's what I recommend for you guys. let's do like a quick example right here, and I'll try to show you what that looks like. It's kind of funny. Okay guys, this is the picture that we're going to take. It's of another camera because I'm super boring like that. I've got my Speedlight over here. I'm actually going to hold it above the camera with a really cheap snoot, just like a piece of paper that's all rolled up. And that's what we're going to shoot. Now the whole background is really dark. The camera just went into standby mode, so let me wake it up again here. The background's really dark, but the LCD and the EVF don't show it that way because we've got flash mode enabled. So if we hit our function 1 button, we disable that flash mode, and that is what our ambient light will kind of look like. I know that there's going to be some spillage from my flash, so I know the background's going to light up a bit, but it should be dark. And you know, another difference that you see too when you have the flash disabled, the meter over here is telling you, hey, you know, your exposure is super dark. You know, you don't have a flash enabled, so I'm not sure you want to make this image, right? It's blinking at me. Well, as soon as I enable the flash, that meter stops blinking, the whole screen lights up, and there's an icon below the meter now. It's a flash icon, it's in orange. And it still says, you know, hey, this exposure is really dark, but since that flash icon's there, it's kind of like, well, you've got flash enabled. I'm sure that you've got something in mind to take care of this dark exposure. So let's go ahead and take a picture with the flash disabled, okay? Let's look at the photograph. Super dark. What you see is what you get, right? And then let's go ahead and hold our flash above the subject here through our little paper snoot. Take a photograph. And then let's look at that picture. Awesome. So guys, let me know if you have any questions. I hope this video really helped you out. It's kind of an interesting way that you know, the camera works with the flash mode. Honestly, I've gotten used to it pretty quickly. It just kind of took me by surprise. Great camera, great features. I've got some more videos coming out soon. Look out for those. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already.